welcome back to Apple Tree Allotment. Down here on Sunday morning this week. I've been down a couple of times this week to do a few things, but we've had more rain. Yesterday was very wet. It was down to about 12 degrees Celsius and it rained pretty much all day, so it's quite soggy on the grass and stuff, but it's really sunny today. So I'm back up to, I think it's going to be back up to sort of 20 degrees. So weather's all over the place, but the allotment's looking good. Seems to be enjoying it, so that's all right, I guess. So I came down, I think I came down last weekend, and I sowed some more beans where we took the broad beans out. I sowed some more green beans, some more dwarf green bean plants. I think they said they could be sown up to the end of July, so I just sort of sneaked it into the last possible sowing time. But it's worth a try, especially as the weather seems to be carrying on at 20 plus degrees Celsius for quite a few weeks, so you never know. And today I brought down a load of compost stuff, but the main job I'm going to do today is transferring some of these leeks over to where the first early potatoes were over there. So I'm going to fill those two beds up the best I can. I decided to put them over there because they haven't got netting around at the moment, and the leeks did okay last year without netting, although they were better with it. I'll leave a load in here as well, so they will be round with the fencing round. And when those lettuce get pulled out, I'll fill that bit up as well. But I decided to do that because then I could use the two broad bean beds with put beans in those, and those would be protected. So so that's sort of the plan at the moment. Everything's looking pretty good. Lots to harvest again. Leeks are bonkers, getting bigger and bigger. Lettuce is obviously starting to go to seed, but there's still plenty on there to eat. So I've just been sort of cutting the tops off, and we're still using the sort of fresh leaves at the bottom. Over here, the squash, these two squash plants are small compared to the rest on the plot, but they're doing okay. Courgette plants are doing well. Another few to harvest today. So there's a nice one there, and there's some over here as well. Not that we need any courgette plants at home, but always nice to see them. And I can I've been freezing them yesterday. I froze a load, so that's good. Nice to have some food tucked away for the rest of the year, the winter. Over here we've got 3 pumpkin plants in here. They're doing really well. I think I'm going to put potatoes soon because they're getting sort of smothered by the pumpkin plants, which is a shame because they're just starting to look good. But we'll probably get some nice potatoes out there anyway. Over here, corn's looking good. It's pretty windy today, as you can probably hear. So these are sort of getting blown about a bit, but there's some nice growth on these, and these squash plants are doing okay. There's a little bit of weeds in there. So these are the 2 beds. So I planted the dwarf green beans. So it's only less than a week ago, so it wouldn't have thought it'd be anything up yet. But I did put a load of compost out of our compost bin. So it had like manure and other stuff in it from over a year ago, probably a year and a half ago. So I just filled it up a little bit and mixed it in with the soil that was there. And hopefully that'll help a bit. It still needs more in it really, but I'll do that over next spring. Peas on here, they're looking pretty sorry for themselves, but I haven't pulled them up yet because there was still some to harvest. So I'll have a look today, see if there's any to harvest, and if not, I'll think about pulling them up and putting something else here. I can't see many, so I think they're probably done now, which is a shame. We had a lot of good peas up there. Potatoes are all looking good. I did come down here, so when I was down here in the week, I mowed all the lawns all the way around all the plots, and I leeks around all the potatoes. So that's good for a bit of mulch and to stop them going green on the top as well. Don't want to lose loads on the tops. So yeah, I managed to do that. They're all sort of slowly starting to flop over a little bit, so getting ready. I think it's sort of September, October that the main crops come out, so they've got another month really. But yeah, although I did notice, I think we've probably maybe got some blight or something a bed over there, so I might have to pull those up. They're sort of gone over. But yeah, I'll have a look at those. These two beds, so this is where the first earlies were. So I'm going to put the leeks in these two. And then over on plot 1, strawberries need a weed again, but obviously they've sort of stopped producing now, so just sort of letting them do their thing. I'll probably clean them up a little bit another day. Raspberries, having a really good raspberry year actually. I've seen some other people say that as well, but yeah, there's loads of nice raspberries on there. And we've also been at home picking lots of blackberries as well, which is a bit early I think, but yeah, we've already had a couple of crumbles with blackberries, so yeah, pretty good year for fruit. And the beans over here, they get a bit overrun with weeds, but there's some good plants in there, so I will weed through that. Same with this bed, the kids' bed. There's some good lettuce in there, and there were some peas in there as well actually, some peas to pick, but yeah, a bit weedy those two beds. Courgettes over here are doing well, so I came down Wednesday I think to make sure we didn't get overrun again, and there's a few good ones on there to harvest already. Yeah, so another 2 or 3 there. Beans, likewise I went home with a whole handful of beans, and there's more to pick, which is amazing. Really happy with these beans, definitely going to grow a lot more next year. Beans and peas, we've had a good year. Likewise with chard, we can't really keep up with the chard, but it's doing well. Really happy with these. Butternut squash, starting to trail out nicely everywhere, and there's some nice little fruit on there already, so yeah, really hoping for a good butternut squash year this year. We sort of struggled last year I think, I don't think we got any butternut squash last year, but we got some good pumpkins. Yeah, kids' flowers are looking good, lots more buds coming out. The back here is a bit of a mess at the moment. There is potatoes in there, and I'll probably get a few out of there. It's a very weedy bed, so I'm looking forward to replacing all of this with raised beds so I can handle it a bit better. But we are getting some good pumpkin plants in here this year. Some nice, there's 3 in here. Hopefully they'll sort of take over the bed a bit and smother some of these weeds. But yeah, they look like they're doing well. Last time I had them in here, they were eaten quite a lot, so I don't know why these are doing better. Maybe because they're surrounded by potatoes, I don't know, but happy with that. I've transferred a load of leeks. I put a load of compost out of our compost bin, so it's been in there 1.5 years plus I think. So a load of manure, a load of kitchen scraps, all that sort of stuff. So I put a load in this bed, top it up a little bit. I forgot to do that bit, but yep, so I've transferred a load of leeks across. Hardly made a dent in the bed they came out of, but there's, I think it was 56 leeks in these 2 beds, so hopefully they'll do all right being transferred. I've given them a bit of a water in, try and help them along their way. I think it's going to be nice today and tomorrow, so good to give them a bit of water. But yep, that's that job done. Another day I'll probably pull out those peas and put some in there as well. There's loads in this bed over here, so I'm going to need to thin them out somehow, and I'll put out these lettuce as well at some point. So next job I think is harvest time, so I'll get all these courgettes out and some beans and some raspberries, chard, maybe a bit of lettuce as well. So that's all the harvesting done. So we've got some really nice courgettes, lettuce, chard, raspberries, beans, loads of beans, peas, yeah, loads of stuff. So that's really good. Really nice to take another home, big bag full of stuff. And I've started tidying out one of these bean beds. That looks a bit better now. I managed to harvest another handful from there. So I'll do this bed at some point as well. Yeah, nice morning down the plot. It's been nice and warm. It's time to go home now and make some dinner. But yeah, nice down the plot. Lots to do still, lots of weeding to do. Sorting out some of these beds. Some of these ones, like the kids' bed, I'm going to empty and either try and put more beans or transfer more leeks probably over to them. But yeah, we'll see. Lots of jobs to do later in the week. I'll come down probably midweek again. There's quite a lot of courgettes that are sort of growing but not ready to pick, but will be in 3 days, 3-4 days. So yeah, don't want to get massive again. So yeah, hope you enjoyed having a look at the plot today. Lots of nice growth, lots going on down here, and looking forward to seeing how well them leeks transferred in a week or so, and then I'll get some more moved as well. Yep, hope you're keeping well, and look forward to talking to you soon.